In a small town called Winchesterton, Fieldville, Iowa, lived two brothers who fought all the time. Although Robby was the older brother, he was not the more confident brother. Leonardo was more successful, and for that reason favored by his parents. He wasn't afraid to finish what he had started. Robby, by nature, lashed out his insecurities on Leonardo. Each day he was abused by his brother, and had no chance of fighting back because of his size. As a result, their relationship suffered, so one night, Leonardo ran away, filled with hate and unable to take it anymore. I'm explaining this to you because I actually lived in this little town. My house was right next to Leo and Robby's, and I witnessed most of their fighting. Robby had always come to me, complaining about Leo before lashing out on him the way he did, but I always knew he never meant to hurt him. Now that Leo has left, Robby comes to me from time to time, making confessions I know can't possibly be true. Robby says to me, "I pushed Old Man Miller down the stairs." When really, Old Man Miller had a heart attack and fell down the steps, snapping his neck in two. Robby tells me, "I cut up Jody Lee Butt to pieces with a chainsaw." When really, little Jody Lee just rode his bike under a car. And when Teaspoon McCracken got blistering, gin-blossoming drunk and fell out of his John boat and drowned in Cora Creek, Robby says to me, "I held his head under the brackish water as he thrashed his last." All of these confessions were false. I knew the truth. I think maybe the confessions help him pretend that he had the conviction Leonardo had. In some messed up way, these confessions help him cope. I was reading the paper the other day, and I came across an interesting headline. Da Vinci of Death, Double Murder. Da Vinci paints them, and as horrible as it is to see, there's an eerie beauty all tied up in it too. The guy is way talented. The first was a plastic surgeon. His face was skinned, and the Mona Lisa covered his chest, her head delicately spaced between the dead man's nipples. I read on to find that Da Vinci struck again. This time, it's really bad, as dicey as it could ever possibly get. He smoked a couple of gang members, cut their arms into pieces, and arranged them so that they stretch out for several feet. After reading this, it hits me. The murderer is Leo. It just makes too much sense. He was an amazing painter, and he's always had a very meticulous manner about him, and all of these killings were very calculated and organized. Plus, come on, the nickname gives it away, doesn't it? Leonardo da Vinci? After reading the paper, I started to have a funny feeling, like I was being watched. Thoughts of Leo or Da Vinci haunted my dreams. I'm constantly replaying the murders from the paper in my mind. I wanted someone to talk to about this, and I haven't seen Robby in a while, so I figured I should tell him what was on my mind. The next day I walked over to their house. Robby didn't answer the door, so I just walked in. Instead of finding Robby, I find another one of Da Vinci's masterpieces. Robby's body is lying on the floor, and Leo is sitting in the corner staring at his work. Robby's eyes have been cut out and replaced with his testicles, and his eyes replaced where his testicles would be. There's a body of a man painted upside down connecting the two across Robby's chest. I guess you could say this is a testament to Leo's conviction. I always knew Robby could never go through with something like this, but I never imagined Leo would either. Leo looks at me and says,
"I was just taking care of some unfinished business."